Yeah, because as soon as you start looking at numbers, that's when you're like, you're not doing it for whatever the right reason, I guess. So it is how it is. I know. Good morning, everyone. We're just talking and chilling this morning. Day number 3. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Day number 3 here at ReaperCon 2023. I got some cool stories and stuff to tell from yesterday. Yesterday was an eventful day here at ReaperCon 2023. You guys can hear all the chatter of all of the attendees filing in. The doors opened a little early this morning, I see, and so there's a lot of people getting to their spots. So I was talking to a bunch of people at breakfast this morning, and we were talking about trends and things that we've seen over the years of what people are doing. One of the cool things is people are starting to bring their own tablecloths to put over their tables to kind of delineate them from all the other generic tables. And they're doing something what I call the conquest. The conquest. And it's already happening with the miniature monthly table. What happens is everybody comes in, they bring all their lights and all their paints and everything, and they set up home base. And it's like when you have a home. You know, you're gonna fill out everything in your home, and then guess what? Conquest. You start going to other tables, Genghis Khan style, and they're starting to take over multiple tables. So we'll see how the conquest goes in the future. Man, this morning I need some water. Last night I drank too much. I'm not a big drinker, but last night I drank a little bit too much, I think. So my voice is really dry this morning because I haven't had any water. Because oh, you got some extra water? Oh, I'll use the force. But this is CoffeeKetchup. This is not a sponsor. This is a generic brand of coffee. Not any brand at all. So, yes, last night I drank a little bit too much. I don't drink ever. I drink like once or twice a year, and I've never been drunk, so. But I'm feeling it this morning, but we're getting going. So the conquest, I'm curious how it's going to develop in the future. We were talking last night as a group. I was talking to a bunch of people, and we feel like the attendance-wise for ReaperCon is like in 2019, it was the biggest ReaperCon we've ever done, and so I feel like at that point in 2019, the hotel was kind of bulging, you know, it was kind of getting too full. And then when we came back after the COVID years, as we call them, after the first ReaperCon after all that, it felt really healthy. It was like a normal amount of people in the hotel, and the capacity at which the hotel could function and things like that. But with all of that, it's like this year it feels a little bit lighter than last year, which is fine, but it feels comfortable. Everybody has enough space to take up all of the tables in the main hall. It feels like, I don't know if there's anybody that's having issues finding a spot and things like that, so that's good. But coming back to the conquest, that's my fear, is that as the con grows and more people want to start coming and staking their flag on their table and things like that, I don't know how it's gonna develop, because maybe we could add more tables or make up more generic space for people to conquest into. That would be cool. Another cool idea was that Bill, our store manager, was talking about it and how we can incorporate the attendees and Reaper staff. I think it's a good icebreaker. All the staff and everybody, they carry around a D20, and then you have to battle them, rollies. You have to battle them to a D20 roll-off, and if the attendee wins, then they get an I won ribbon, or if they lose, they get an I lose ribbon. So I think that'll be a good icebreaker for con attendees and staff. I think that'd be cool. You could go much further in layers with this. You could be each staff could have a different ribbon, or they could be like a different staff that you have to battle and beat. We were talking about having health bars, or like health on the back of our badge, or health delineated in some way. Bill also had the idea of the ribbons, these bad boys. that if you had a certain ribbon, you could have advantage or disadvantage based on what ribbons you have. And I think that's a cool idea. I think we can develop that into something. That way you can have this like long con game of hanging out with the Reaper staff and battling them and anybody else that we kind of want to include in that. But I think that's a good idea because like I said, we were talking about the miniature thing that I was talking about yesterday, where little treasure chests, then you open them up, you have body parts, like different pieces of a miniature to kind of build them. And I think that's a great idea. So I have that in my notes on my phone. What else happened yesterday? Oh, the costume contest. The costume contest was a big thing last night, and we have actually some professional pictures, I believe, from the costume contest. I offered, we had a professional, Cheney Tipton was here. She's our ReaperCon official photographer, and we had her set up in front of this lovely background. And after the costume players came off of the stage, they had the option of taking a photo or not. So I don't know if anybody didn't, but I haven't gone through the photos 100% yet, but I sent them and we have them, and I feel like it'd be nice to talk about, to show off some people. Oh, these are just we're just gonna talk about all the photos that were uploaded? Okay. It's like, all right. Yeah, this is Claire, I think is her name. She was a druid sorceress. Her sister and her dad all cosplayed. They've been cosplaying for the past couple of years together. And this year they decided to break up individually. And so this is Claire, the druid sorceress. And then we'll go next. And then this is her sister. I think her name was Audrey, I think. I'm not even going to attempt to say the names. But she was a rogue, as you can see with her little daggers there. I think she's in the main hall looking. But yeah, and then here's their father. He also played a tiefling fighter. And these photos look great. I think they're going to love these. Yeah, they took a family photo. It's so cute. They've been cosplaying for the past couple of years, so I hope they keep coming back. I love having them. This was my personal favorite costume contest from last night. This was my favorite. This was all hand sewn, she told me. This was all hand sewn. She took it to Ren Fair. She takes it to other costume contests, but I love the idea, and this was my favorite, John Overton's favorite, for whatever how many points that's worth. Oh, this was, she had the hardest name to pronounce and say. Honestly, I was really nervous yesterday because for costume contests, you know, they write down their character name and what they want to say. And so I go down the line for all the costume contests, and I have to make sure I'm saying things right, or I get the pacing right. Because, you know, I don't want to make them upset. They worked really hard on their costume and stuff. But she had the hardest name to say, but she was lovely. Oh, these guys. So the guy on the left, he cosplayed last year, and he had a really funny costume as well. And so it looks like he brought his buddy this year to ReaperCon, and they cosplayed together. And they were the Fey Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, causing mayhem and mishap here at ReaperCon. And they were the Elf Fey Bureau of Investigation. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, this young lady. I talked to her and her dad. It was their first time coming to ReaperCon, and they signed up for the costume contest. And they showed up for a one day yesterday. So they came here just for the costume contest, I think. And I think I convinced them to come back tomorrow to hang out around the con and stuff. But she is Princess Zelda from Zelda, the video game. But she was very nice and very lovely. So, and she won first place in the youth category for the costume contest. So there you go. Oh, this was a fan favorite. This was the Barbarian and Polly Pickpocket. They were really nice and very lovely. And they had the best shout out. So when you watch the costume contest on VOD or on YouTube, they had the best description of what I needed to say when they came out. They did the TikTok meme. It was very great. So they definitely won fan favorite. This guy was very funny. He had a good description as well when you watch. He was also a good sport. Fennel, he also has a YouTube channel. I think it's called, oh gosh, I don't want to get that wrong. But, Oh gosh, I shouldn't have said anything. I forgot. I had it written down, but I'll correct it. But Fennel is his name, Fennel, and he was very funny. He made a joke about how much money he spent on it and how his wife was making him wear it everywhere. So it was very funny. This is the group. You guys know them, you love them. If you watched the costume contest before, in the past couple of years, they've been doing group shots every year. And this is kind of, I think last year we had a big group of pirates, and then they did some stuff and they won, and then they came back this year, and then they're doing their whole thing. They kind of mixed Disney and Star Wars to kind of mix all their characters together. Oh, yeah, Jake. Jake, I don't think wanted to take a picture on his own. So Jake from State Farm here on the right side of your screen jumped in on the group shot of the Star Wars Disney characters. So shout out to Jake from State Farm. That was a good costume. People really loved that one in the crowd last night. This is Olaf. He's from a video game. A part of a crew on a ship, but this is Olaf. This guy had the other magnificent beard of the show. All of us beard people, you know, you walk around, you see me, they always say, nice beard, you know, that's just the thing that we do. Oh, I think he's back there actually. But we just walk by each other and say, nice beard. It's a thing that we do. This guy has one of the best ones at the con too. Oh, this guy, the Centurion, look at that face. He was into character. Even in line, even while he was waiting in line, he was in character. But yeah, this was the Centurion commanding the hundreds in his army. And that was a good costume too. This guy, he cosplayed last year, and I asked him, I go, hey, are you gonna cosplay this year? He was walking by me because we were kind of getting ready for the costume contest, and he goes, I mean, I brought it, but it's gonna be the same thing I wore last year. And I was like, that's fine. You can do that if you want. So he wore the second costume in a row. I think it'd be funny if he kept coming back with the same costume every year. Maybe add like little additions here and there. I think that'd be pretty funny. This guy. So last year, his family cosplayed, and they had a lovely story about their son, and you know, it was a husband, wife, and son, and they cosplayed together as a trio. And the son was really nervous. It was their first time at ReaperCon, and last year I wore the big inflatable panda suit, and nobody wanted to go first because everybody was super nervous, and we were all lining up. And I was like, you know what? I'll go first. Everybody will laugh at me. You know, I'll break the ice. I'll go out there because as soon as I think what happens is people go and then they start feeling it. Okay. And so I went first, and then they wrote me a nice little letter thanking me about how nice that was. But this is Count Ehrlich, if you guys know him on the Discord or on the forums or Twitch chat. This is Count Ehrlich, and they're a lovely family, and a very funny costume. This is Ijala. So if you guys know, again, Discord forums, all of the social media, this is Ijala. I met her for the first time this year, and she was like a caretaker for dragons, so they don't imprint on humans and things like that. So she cared for injured dragons and stuff. So I really loved her costume. And I believe she went, no, not last. This guy was last. He is a Warhammer 40K Impestus something. I'm not a big 40K guy, but all you 40K people out there know what this is. But yeah, I think he won first place in the adult category. But yeah, it's all made with EVA foam, which is impressive if all you cosplayers out there know how to work with EVA foam and all that stuff. But yeah, and then we did something a little bit different this year where we needed good lighting, and this little area behind me here is not big enough to hold everybody. So we went out into the foyer of the hotel, and Cheney got a big group photo for ReaperCon, and it looks like they all had fun. I think there might have been a silly photo as well. I could be wrong. There was 2 group photos, but I didn't know if they were the same. Oh yeah, they did kind of like a funny shot. That's great. Count Ehrlich's doing the same thing. I think he was. That's good. They were all in character. All the Jedi people. God, it's so fun. They had a good time. I had a good time. I love doing the costume contest. It was a big thing that we wanted to bring here to ReaperCon a couple years ago. mainly because of Lauren. She was a big cosplayer, and there's a couple other cosplayers at Reaper, and they wanted to, do more, and it's just another event to do. And so, yeah, I know a lot of people like dress up as Sophie. There was a lady that told me, I'm gonna dress up as Sophie every year. So as soon as you release the concept art or the model, I'm gonna try to make a costume for it for ReaperCon. And I was like, that's a great idea. I love that. She was walking around on Thursday, the first day of the con. She was walking around all day in her Sophie costume. Sure, I have a picture of it somewhere. It's on my phone. I didn't upload it, but you'll see it on social media and stuff. But yeah, and then to kind of wrap it up, I don't know if there's any stories. There was a D&D game being ran in the hall in the foyer last night at around 2 a.m. So there was a lot of people playing up until about 2:30ish, I think. 3 o'clock, they were playing D&D in the main foyer. We got some specialty ice cream here in the cafe. So there's an ice cream place locally called Beth Marie's, and we talk to them every year, and they make us like custom ice cream for the show. So this year we have Witch's Brew, Goblin Horde, and Dark Elf, I think, are the 3 ice cream flavors that are at the show this year. I got mint chocolate chip last night because that's my favorite ice cream flavor. Don't come at me. # mint chocolate chip. So I might try the Dark Elf tonight or the Goblin Horde. I don't know. I think the Goblin Horde's kind of a mixed match of a bunch of different stuff. Another thing, I guess we'll just kind of end-cap this with a bunch of photos that Cheney took from the actual show around ReaperCon. This is the first year we've had like a professional, actually like candid shots from the convention. And so I think it's going to be great for like promotional material and things like that. I think they look really good. As you can see here, we're just going to go through them. People painting. This is kind of in the general area. I think teachers finishing up the MSP. There's Joe Oakes. You guys know him in chat. Jay Oakes in chat. Him and his wife are here. There's some people walking around they're walking the artist alley. You see Ron in the background from the interview that Ron did yesterday right here. Yep, there you go. She got a shot of me doing the camera. So I was doing the camera and stuff for that show yesterday, the interview. That's funny. A bunch of visor shots. Those are good action shots, It's funny thinking about action shots for miniature painting. Like, oh, dude, I want to see like a miniature painting anime, like where they make it like super extreme. Take a drink of my coffee this morning. I hope everybody has their coffee and is drinking it, waking it up on this lovely Saturday morning. Hey, Fuzzy Kitty. There's some of the ordnance category. She got a lot of shots of MSP yesterday, so this is kind of a little tease of what you're going to be seeing tonight. Ooh, I wonder what category. I hope that's in the ordnance category. That'd be hilarious. This is Kara Curley's wagon. I'm secretly hoping this does well in the ordnance category because when you go into the ordnance category and you look around, you see the tanks and the big mech things and the Warhammer and the ordnance stuff, and then you see this because technically it can go in ordnance, and so that's really funny. Party bus. I see a lot of like street dioramas this year. As you guys watch the MSP tonight, you can see here, you're gonna see the dioramas this year. We were talking about it last night while they were judging. The dioramas this year are like really upped. There's a lot of dioramas and they're really big and doing things like that. Ooh, a little sneak peek from tonight. Oh, it's like a little speeder bike scene. Oh, this one was really good. Someone did a tribute to Ed in the diorama section that says, "Thanks, Ed." I took a picture of it. This is lovely. This is Vaca Rojas. She did this. As you guys recognize that character, if you did the ReaperCon digital, that was Grim was his name. He was kind of our digital Reaper, like our digital ReaperCon model. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Kevin's over there. This model right here, this is Michael Proctor, and he told me that you guys know Kevin Williams. He's our in-house sculptor. He's the guy who does all of our Lovecraftian models, and this is a collection of all of Kevin Williams sculpts mashed into one gigantic diorama. So Proctor told me that he went and he grabbed, you know, pillars from this monster and tentacles from this monster, and he put the stone hinge and the portals and things like that, and kind of mismatched it all together to make this Cthulhu coming out of a portal scene. And he hasn't told Kevin yet, so I think that'd be pretty cool. It's a cool little tribute to all of Kevin's sculpts. Here's a cool. Oh wow, what a great shot! This is. I saw people talking about this one yesterday. So all the big wargaming guys were talking about this one and about how authentic the box looks and things like that. And he said that he went and took a tour of some factory, and you know, he said he took a bunch of reference photos, and he was trying to match this ammo box to look perfectly, and it was custom made. So he custom made this ammo box, and this is what holds that diorama when you look through. It's very lovely. Oh, Caladrax. I haven't seen a Caladrax in a while, but looks like a diorama entry. The piggy and the cart. This is probably in the ordnance category if I had to guess, which counts. I hope it does well. Oh, good bust. There was a lot of bust this year too. That looks great. I wonder if that shirt was freehanded. Wait, actually, if somebody in chat can correct me, I believe this is Derek Schubert, because I heard rumblings around the con about this piece, and that he freehanded the shirt. This is a Taylor Swift concert shirt from this year, and he took the Taylor Swift concert shirt and freehanded it onto this model. I don't know how big this model is, but judging from what I can see, it's probably, you know, 3 inches to the head, maybe. So that's impressive from old Derek Schubert, GKS. So we'll see that tonight, probably in the MSP Open Awards ceremony tonight, by the way. Nice angel shot with tentacles coming out. Oh, this is cute. I think this is a Midnight Heroes piece. The like Scarecrow Witch with her little pumpkin. A lot of chibis this year in the MSP as well. I think last night I heard rumors or rumblings that there was over 1,000 entries into the MSP. So the MSP award ceremony is going to be long. So get ready for it. This is a classic piece from Kana Minis. I don't know who painted it, but this is a Kana Minis piece. This is her classic cat bard. I can't see the title of what that says, the name of it. So for anybody, Prisoner. So Forgotten Prisoner is what it says. If you guys don't know at ReaperCon, if you've never participated or you plan on coming in the future, it's an open system, and you get these little note cards that you put with your piece to kind of describe it, give it a name, and kind of, a lot of people put extra information like what it's made out of and how long it took and things like that. Especially if they make dioramas or add different things to the scenes, they will describe that. So, Mossbeard. Ooh. Oh, this is a part of a big piece. So there's 1, 2. This is like the samurai, and that's the third one. And I'm assuming she has a shot of the big one as well. Nope. Okay. In the preview video that I shot yesterday, you'll see it. This is a gigantic diorama, and it has these 3 models in it. These 3 lovely, like, cybernetic samurai women. And so they're like on this big pedestal in the middle with this big piece. Were those the last shots? Okay. Yeah, I was about to ask. Frank has a push-to-talk button, walkie-talkie, and he forgot to push the button when he's talking to me. Hey, it's bound to happen once, right? You know? Some cool things today. I still have not been able to play Blood on the Clock Tower yet. I plan on playing it, my last chance, tonight. After the MSP, hopefully, we can do a kind of a late night Blood on the Clock Tower game. Unfortunately, Brian is losing his voice, so I don't know how he's going to do his games today. Hopefully his voice holds up. I see him drinking tea, cough drops. It's also funny because Kevin is losing his voice as well. This is actually the first year that I have not lost my voice, so maybe I'm not talking enough. I don't know, but this is the first year that I haven't. Okay. Coming up today, we have Michael Proctor doing an interview at 11, so in about an hour and a half, with Ron, your favorite Ron Hawkins. Should be doing an update with Michael Proctor, or later today. And then, as you guys know, later tonight at 8 p.m. Central, that is when the MSP will be kicking off. So if you want to see some amazing paint jobs and see what everybody got, you can cheer on your friends. That if you're not here, you can cheer on your friends and see who got what. Who's going to win best in show? Ooh, who's going to get a Sophie? I'm very excited. This place is going to be packed tonight. We'll be filming it, so we'll be here tonight. So if you want to come by, I'll be promoting it and stuff on social media as well. Any other funny stories from yesterday? I'm not sure. Right now, Emerald is in first as of right now. The half-orc rogue, she's in first place. And then second place, I believe, was Creed, actually, I think. No. Rael, the bard, the half-elf bard. Those two are squarely in first and second place. And then there's a big drop between Hollis and Creed. There's a big drop, like a 160-point drop. So hopefully we can pump those numbers up. Yeah. Right after this, I'm going to go take some shots of some of the classes. I think Cheney is also going to, when she gets here, she's going to be taking her schedule today is to take some cool photos and videos of some classes. But we have some digital classes going on right now, so I'm going to be going to check in on those digital classes. Digital sculpting classes and see how those are going, and see if I can take some cool stuff and chill around. I think that's about it for me this morning for Coffee Ketchup. This is my second coffee. It's almost done, so we'll be getting there. So we'll be back later at 11 with Proctor and Ron. So if you want to listen to that interview, we'll be back at 11 in about an hour and a half. So bye.